Hey there, David Duford here. Today I have a special announcement, and this is particularly intended for those of you out here there who are interested in building your own agency and aren't necessarily a specialist in final expense or annuities or some of the other product lines that I currently promote on my YouTube channel and in all of my social media. I've had such great success with the implementation of the annuity sales and marketing program and the realization that my channel is more than just a final expense channel. Although it is important, it's a big part of my business, will always be. I've realized that there's a lot of people that watch my channel, that subscribe, that really like what we do, but aren't necessarily going to sell final expense or another product. And so what I have decided over the next 3 to 5 years is to transition my business model, not just me personally helping and growing final expense agents, but also offering different proven sales and marketing models with different types of insurance product lines in order to match the agents, all of you guys out there who are watching this, with the best kind of program that best suits what you're looking to accomplish in the insurance sales world. I've just had the privilege and the honor of having a really well-received channel that's helped a lot of people, and I think I have a great opportunity to connect new agents, experienced agents who are looking for a change or looking for a career with different opportunities in different insurance career paths. Because let's face it, it is very difficult to find a trusted source of a sales and marketing program, of mentorship and training. And I think it's, in some sense, my obligation to go out there and find those sources in order to provide the opportunities that are really out there if people just knew where to look. So what I'm looking for is the following. This is not an exhaustive list. These are just a couple of the ones that have come to mind that I think there would be a lot of interest in. And this, again, is particularly message to those of you who are watching this, who sell these kind of products or something else that I'm not mentioning, and want to grow an agency and leverage my ability to connect and drive traffic and interest towards what it is that you've done. So the first on here is property and casualty auto insurance. If you are selling that and you like the idea of building out an agency, this might be something of interest to you. If you sell business to business, if you sell small business owners, if you sell medium-sized business owners, no matter really what products you sell, but if that's kind of your typical clientele, that's a whole different market I don't currently target and would love the potential opportunity to develop a division around targeting business owners who are great prospects for life insurance and other insurance sales. Kind of related on the same note, voluntary payroll deduct for smaller businesses, I think, is a great way to develop a volume-oriented business. And I know there are some people out there who that's all their focus is small businesses under 100 employees to do VPD enrollment and then also cross-sell their life products to the business owners. That would be a great opportunity as well. If you sell commercial insurance, this is another really cool opportunity with a lot of income potential, which also actually leads into other product sales as well to the VIP clients you sell, like life insurance products and that kind of thing. IUL specialists. I think a lot of people are interested and have heard about Index Universal Life products, don't know exactly how they work, and I would love to have somebody on board who could become a specialist and more specifically offer a sales and marketing system that could take the product from just a one-off sale occasionally, but turn it into some kind of prospecting and selling system so that you can consistently send IUL prospects or write up IUL prospects on a regular basis. And then last but not least, I am interested out there if you're a final expense agent and you sell over the phone, I would love to talk to you. I get a lot, really weekly, questions about telesales and selling over the phone. And I've always kind of been hesitant to get into the telesales arena, but it has become now a well-defined opportunity that with the right arrangement and setup, it can be successful. There's lead programs now that are affordable, that are high quality, that allow you to sell over the phone. There's a lot more people who are comfortable with it now, I think, than there were 5 years ago. And I think it's a viable opportunity. And there's a lot more interest now than there ever has been. And I get people every week interested in doing telesales and would love a person who has experienced telesales for final expense to take charge and help those agents become successful. And bottom line, like I said, this isn't an exhaustive list. Those are just a few of the first ones that came to mind. I'm interested to talk to anybody that sells an insurance product that I don't necessarily sell right now or recruit towards, that thinks they've got an ability to scale up their business model and recruit agents to them in order for them to develop passive income. So again, I can't stress enough how important I think passive income is to the insurance sales game. It's one of the emphasis I'm going to make over the next phase of my business here. Much of my business has always been final expense, but I think it's important, whether you recruit or not, to take some of your daily activity at some point, especially after you've mastered your first series of products, and devote it to developing a passive source of income. I'm at the point in my career where I don't ever have to write another personal piece of business ever again, and I'm going to make a substantial income because I have recruited an entire agency that basically does the work, and of which I make a cut of. And you can do this by selling certain products like Medicare, car insurance, and other things, and also recruiting. This is why I'm a big advocate of this program, because there are a lot of you out there who are successful as top producers. But the truth is that if you're in a business model that depends on your activity and isn't necessarily highly renewal based, it's going to be exhaustive at some point, or exhausting at some point. And by diversifying some of your time towards building a team, selecting the right people, and allowing them to write business for you for a piece of the action, it's going to take some, hopefully one day all, of your income and turn it from active income you have to go get to passive income that you don't necessarily have to work directly for, because you've laid the groundwork already. Perfect example really is my annuity specialist that I have, who I brought on a year ago in 2018. Prior to September 2018, we weren't doing any annuity sales. And I'd worked with Stephen for a good bit, decided it was a good idea to bring him on board, and then duplicate his sales and marketing model. At this point now, Stephen is at the point where he really doesn't have to, if he doesn't want to, go personally produce, because he makes enough money from passive efforts of the agents we've mutually recruited and trained to live comfortably in the way that he likes to. And that's kind of my goal with the people who are interested in teaming up with me in order to build out their agency and develop this passive income portion of their business. It's something that really isn't necessarily an overnight thing. It takes time. This is one of the things I stressed when I brought my annuity guy Stephen on board, is that this is a 3 to 5 year strategy. You have to recruit a lot of people. You have to train a lot of guys, and many people won't do the first thing, and it is somewhat of a numbers game. But if you keep at it and you keep focused and you keep promoting and you keep helping those people that want to be helped, eventually develop a nice thing that gives you this opportunity to not constantly be on the grindstone working actively for any income that you get. So a couple of things I'll share with you before I wrap this up and tell you what to do next if this is something that is of interest to you. First of all, if you think that you have a program, or you think you're involved in a sales, an insurance product line where you would like to duplicate yourself by recruitment and utilize my resources to do that, then there's a couple things you need to know up front as far as what's important to me before you decide to reach out to me. And again, I'll give you the information on that in a minute. The first thing is I have to have an agent development focus. There is no reason to get involved in recruiting if you're not passionate about helping people become something greater than what they are currently. Yes, you're going to deal with a lot of people that tire kick. Yes, you're going to be in a position to where you will be frustrated because the people you thought that would pan out never did. But that is part of the system. You have to be in a position to where you are desirous of helping those people that want to help themselves. And you have to be willing to serve them. It's a bit different than personally producing. You have to be at the service of your agents. And the more an agency owner, manager, recruiter, or trainer gets away from that, the quicker their business model fails. I've seen it happen time and again. You cannot underestimate the power of a complete and utter focus on the agent and helping them become what it is that they want to become. So you have to have that element. And some agents just don't have it. I guess that's my point. They're great producers, but when it comes to recruiting, it's a very frustrating experience for some, and others, they, like me, I love it. I think it's great. Number two, you got to have great communication skills. This is one of the things about recruiting that, whether you work with me or not, I think is important. You've got to over communicate everything that you do. You've got to have a system in how you get back to people. You cannot let things sit around and delay when it comes to getting back to your agents. Even if they're not necessarily recruiting yet, it's important to make sure that you put the agents in a position where they know that you're going to get back to them. That even if it's a simple yes/no question or a simple thing, a 5-minute phone call is not something that is impossible to do. Again, tips for you guys that just are building your own agencies, not necessarily be involved in this. Communication is critical to your success. I think I read a study once that of all the reasons that clients left their attorneys, the number one reason, it wasn't because of their ability to win cases or the advice they give. The number one reason is they didn't pick up the phone and help them out when the client needed it. And it sounds silly, but it's a fundamental thing. That's why I wanted to mention that. So if you're not a good communicator, if you delay on getting back, if you don't have that service mentality, it just doesn't work very well in an agent training environment. Number three, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. I think I made that out clear. Any agency strategy takes 3 to 5 years, I think, to fully culminate. Sure, there's opportunities, or I should say there's examples of where it's happened faster than that. But I think having a longer-term vision of recruitment and training and careful agent selection is a better strategy. Shouldn't be in some big rush to make a bunch of money really quickly. The best seems to be well developed over time to allow things to pan out the way they should be. And then last but not least, you got to be willing to do promotional efforts on social media with moi, which means basically interviews, get on camera, teach concepts, interact socially. A lot of what I teach is, obviously I teach, so you got to be willing to give a lot of your ideas away. Understanding that in the long run, it is better to give than receive. And truthfully, the more that you give, the more that you receive. That has been the foundation to my success so far on YouTube. And it's really a foundation of anybody's success, especially in an environment like the insurance business where training is hard to find. And there's a lot of people that won't talk about what's successful. So there's my kind of overall ideas, strategies on what I'm looking for. If this is something that you think interests you, here's what I want you to do next. It's very simple. You're going to see a link below in the description box of this YouTube video. It's going to take you to a Google form survey. It's just going to basically be your name, your information, what it is that you do, and kind of describing your thoughts on possibly doing this. And then what I'm going to do is follow up with you if I feel like it might be something that makes sense, and then set up a time to talk about more specifics about how this program would work, if this is something that we decide is mutually beneficial for both of us. So thank you guys for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed this particular training and new exciting direction that I'm going into, in addition to everything that I'm doing as well. I can't stress it enough. I'll be still in the final expense business, recruiting, just as I have, and providing valuable training. But I certainly appreciate everybody's loyalty and subscribership and a desire to watch what it is that I do from this spare bedroom in my house. I love America. It's amazing what you have if you try hard enough. So go for it, man. Okay, that's enough for me. Enough rambling. Appreciate everybody out there. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.